Yes, here we are. Kerser album Lifestyle. This is my reaction review of it.
How many times I gotta prove that I'm a different level? Media tried to kill me, but I didn't let you. Feather shot, that was something they ain't seen before. They spun out even more, cause I will keep it raw. The controversial start a riot on this side of town. Said they killed me, but them cunts are being silent now.
I like the samples of this, man. The sample's nice. The beat's really weird, but I like the sample. Like, it's a bit of a mad one here. I've heard this one before. This track, you know, I like this track. I do like this track. Only where my mouth is, yeah. I like the way it drops in and drops out, man. I really like that aspect of it. Bruh, you know what? You know what? I've just pictured it already. This track at a show, that is gonna be a mosh. Can you imagine it? The energy building up. Yeah. I like that distorted feel, man. It's a nice. It's a nice. Yeah. Right, straight off the bat, maybe I'm overthinking this, but obviously his album's called Lifestyle, and you know, rappers typically live that rock star lifestyle, and already it's coming with this kind of rock vibe, but obviously it's rap. I don't know if I've overthought that straight off the bat, but that's kind of what I've taken from it. I really like this track. It's got such a nice bounce, man. It's got such a nice bounce. Sounds like the same chord progression of XX, the intro. But maybe I'm wrong. But do people hear that? Like,
man, I'm blunt to your face. Mix so much lean that it killed my vocal cord. Got an operation, then I went and pulled me up some more.
1 minute. So am I right in saying the reason Kerser didn't drop an album in 2018? Obviously, he was working on this one, but the reason it had to drop 2019 is because his vocal cords blown out. Is that right? Is that the reason why the album was kind of delayed to a year later? I like it, that peaceful sample and piano mixed with those soft wind effects. It reminds you of being like up somewhere high in location, like on a mountain or a cliff or some shit. But it's peaceful at the same time. Wait, this is sampled. Dun, dun, dun. Africa. Toto? Something like that. That's what the sample is anyway.
We ain't running with that bullshit. I'm
all you would need now is that like really high octave synth mixed in, and it'll be like some West Coast shit right now. Like, alright, people are going nuts for this one.
You're never doing nothing, eh? I'm lucky to get you down the studio.
And it also sounds like they've done a sample to, was it the Offset beat? So it sounds like they're doing, but they did that. What Today Brings One was to the Offset beat, so now they've sampled it. Alright.
Only know where every buffle is. Shut the fuck up before this song gets the cut. I fucking told you that I'd never ever pay a slut.
I don't get what the problem is.
I like the natural feel as if it's a conversation. Anyway. Reminds me of the start to this is the same piano chords as Kanye West Runaway. I don't wanna seem like another cunt bragging, but I can still try if I rap them big. I've noticed Kerser's done that plenty of times in his music where he sampled really popular beats or instrumentals. Obviously, whether it's him or the producers he works with. But I am right in saying that, right?
To reverse and repeat these just for a few more bars, so I can hit.
I like that reverse effect that he's got on this one.
Your shit on a barcode while I pay in cash for a car, bro.
That's it. That's the end of Kerser's Lifestyle. Let's put these fours together and just lay them out for you. Kerser over 8 studio albums has kept the same style but progressed as a man and as a human being. And I think that really reflects in what he's done. You know, this album, he consistently in nearly every track reminds you of what he has accomplished and what he's been through to get to that stage. Kerser's always talked about, you know, the hard work and the hustle, and he is an example of that, just by the impact and the influence that he's had on Australian rap culture. And so with that, his confidence is through the roof, and it's very, very understandable. You know, when you're the king, when you're the man of the scene, you know, in most people's eyes, you know, you're gonna have that level of confidence. And that's another thing that really does reflect in his music. Like certain lines, I think it was in Flight Mode, and it was like, I seen the sickest cunt today and it was me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just things like that just reflect the level of belief that he has in himself at this current stage. In terms of the actual album itself, I mean, there was a lot of different sounds, especially with instrumentals and beats, and for the most part, I really enjoyed that. You know, In Your Heart, exceptional. Take It and Run, Write Me Off. These tracks had, you know, these samples or different sounds that really isn't your typical common sound that's big in, say, America. And so it's good to see that he's doing something that's not the current trend at the moment, but is still down with today's sound. And I think that's something else that he talks about, you know, something that I kind of mentioned right at the start, where he's able to keep his own style, he's able to be uniquely himself, but he's also able to make music that, you know, the newer generation can listen to. And that's something that is very difficult to do, to be able to please the older heads that have been about for years and the younger youth that are coming into it now. Kerser again establishes that flow that he has, but also mixes it up with some really creative ones like In Your Heart, exceptional. Flying in the Whirlwind had a couple decent lines as well. Flight Mode, Feels So Good, you know. These different tracks also had that same Kerser feel with something peppered in here and there. I feel like Kerser's put a lot of work into this one. Again, with it being meant to be out at the end of 2018 and instead having to be pushed to 2019, you can tell that the extra time did pay off in the end as well. As much as people probably would have wanted to see it next year, I'm always down for artists and anything really in life taking that extra time to make it, well, in your eyes, perfect. You know, being a perfectionist at what you do. I mean, even down to the artwork, or whether, I don't know how much of a say he had in this, I don't know how much of a creative he had in it, but, you know, even down to how life and style is presented, how the two different images are, one with that dirtier kind of gritty look in life, and in style where he's swagging, you know, just little touches like that. I felt like there was a lot of small details paid attention to with this project as a whole. What Your Day Brings Part 2 with JUF, I mean, that's another one where it had this very natural conversation feel like to it, and it's something that I really enjoyed about it. One thing I will say about What Your Day Brings Part 2 though is, I really enjoyed some of the instrumentals on other tracks, and I just didn't really enjoy it on that track as much. But it's not to say that it was a bad beat either, it just weren't a banger of a beat, if that makes sense. But those two boys still held it up with how they barred out and how they had that ebb and flow back and forth, and it's something that I think a lot of people really enjoy. I think Kerser's making this album just to show where he's at this point in his life, you know, and just to remind people again of what he definitely don't think this is going to be his last one, and I definitely think he's going to end up hitting double digits. But either way, let me know what you think down below in the comment section below. Feel free to follow me on socials and keep me up to date with all new music that's coming out. And yeah, appreciate you guys for stopping by, and I'll talk to you, man, later.